Welcome to Nick Saban Junior Sports Talk TV. Thank y'all for tuning in. Today, we will be talking about Auburn Tigers versus the Cal Bears. So, my man Jeremy, what's going on? How you doing today?
Doing all right, doing all right. Just waiting for this game to come on around.
Yes, sir. One of the games I'm interested in. One of the games I'm interested in. So, let's start talking about it, man. So, for Auburn Tigers, what will be the keys of this game for Auburn Tigers?
First of all, make sure you drink some Red Bull, Monster Energy. Drink some because it's a 9:30 p.m. CT kickoff. So if you're on the East Coast, that's a 10:30 Eastern time zone kickoff. So it's going to be a late night game, about
Woo.
12:30, 1, maybe even 1:30 in the morning. Just depends on the game. But the keys for Auburn is this, man. Come in here, uh, run the ball, just control the line of scrimmage. If you can control the line of scrimmage in this game, I think this will go in Auburn's way. I don't have Auburn losing, but I think this is a close game because this is the biggest first test for Auburn to come in here and show what Hugh Freeze has done. The UMass game, you can take whatever you saw with a grain of salt. But the offensive line play has to be on par. Uh, Jarquez Hunter is still in the air, so whoever at running back is going to have to run, and going to have to really do some damage because I think Cal has enough players to be able to kind of hang around. So and the most important thing is Peyton Thorne, man. Peyton Thorne has just got to take care of the ball. If Peyton Thorne takes care of the ball, it's going to be a win. He ain't got to win it all by his arm. He's just got to, make the right reads and just make the right throws.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you this: if you got any, do you have any keys for Cal for this game?
Uh, I saw its and bits of them against North Texas. The thing about Cal is you can't turn over the ball, especially not against the SEC team. You're going to have to convert on your third downs because, to beat an SEC team, it don't matter who you playing. Even your Vanderbilts or your Kentuckys, you got to convert on them third downs because SEC is a lot different than the Pac-12. So, Cal's just got to run the ball. Now, I mean, they got some good running backs. They got a good, decent QB. So they just got to limit the turnovers and play sound football.
Okay. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna ask you this: we're gonna stick on Cal. It's basically the same thing. So how can you see Cal taking control of this game and winning?
Well, a lot of people are now getting used to the continuous ticking of the clock. There is no stopping the clock unless it's second quarter with 2 minutes or fourth quarter with 2 minutes left. So now games are now won in time of possession. If
Yeah.
Cal wins the time of possession where they basically getting the first downs and they're grinding out that clock, that's not good for Auburn. Auburn has to get off the field on third downs because if you let Cal start building up first downs and grinding this clock out, they're gonna play their type of game, which is gonna be kind of like what most people are trying to play now, keep away. So Auburn just got to get off the field, and Cal, if they want to beat Auburn, they're just gonna have to convert them third downs and keep the time of possession in their favor.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. I agree. So that's the same thing for Auburn. What do you see Auburn? What does Auburn have to do to win this game? Take control of this game.
Well, I mean, I watched the UMass game for 3 quarters, so I mean, from taking from what I saw and kind of inserting it into this game, uh, you know, Auburn's just got to do the same thing, man. I mean, you know, don't let your defense be on the field longer than your offense. I mean, we saw what LSU did. LSU just had their defense on the field longer than their offense. So, anybody can lose any given Saturday. So for Auburn, come in there, run the ball, offensive line, open the holes up, pass protect, and, you know, Peyton Thorne's just got to play a good game. Peyton Thorne is not coming in here this season to be asked to throw for 400 plus yards a game. No, I mean he can throw for 250 to 300 and have a couple TDs and Auburn can win the game. So it's just Auburn has to win the turnover battle and Auburn has to win the time of possession.
Okay. I like that. So, do you expect to see both quarterbacks from Auburn this game?
Oh yes, I mean it's been said prior to the UMass game. In between the 20s, you're gonna see Peyton Thorne. And in the red zone, you're going to see a mixture of Peyton Thorne and Robbie Ashford, just depending on the circumstance and the down. You might see Peyton Thorne, and then they'll take him out inside the 5 and put in Robbie. It just depends. But in the red zone, you're definitely going to see a lot of Robbie Ashford in the red zone.
Okay. I liked what I seen from him last week too. I'm not gonna lie, I liked what I seen from him last week. So let's get down to the nitty gritty of this. How predict this game? How do you see this thing going? If this happens, what does it mean for Auburn or Cal? Like, basically predict this game, how you see it going.
Predicting an Auburn win, most everybody's kind of predicting a beatdown of biblical proportions and all that. They're just kind of reading the hype, which I mean that's good. But one thing I've paid attention to Hugh Freeze, and when he's come on TV, on these TV shows, SEC Network, like the Marty and McGee, talking
Yeah.
season show, he even said calm down and let's be realistic. Don't get your hopes up because, this is not the Auburn team that you're used to. So he's had to do a lot of work and still has a lot of work to do. So when I see this game going to Cal, I'm looking at a 28-17, which, that may seem closer than what people want it to be, but you're just not going to walk into anybody's stadium. It don't matter if it's Cal or not and just obliterate them, especially with a flip roster where, you just play UMass. So, I mean, you can take whatever you learn from UMass, but you can't take it too far and think, okay, we're going to obliterate Cal because we obliterated UMass. I mean, Cal's a little bit tougher. I will give them that, but I think Auburn should win at least by double digits, somewhere between 11 and 14 points.
Okay, my man Van on the chat, he got realistically Auburn should win by 20 points.
Um, I mean, I've heard that. I mean, they could, but I would be kind of shocked if they did because of the fact that, you know, UMass did not put up much of a fight. I think in the first quarter, they just got overmanned and overpowered, and Auburn had their way. Cal's not the type of team that's just going to give up in the first quarter. I mean, they hung 50 plus points on North Texas, and they went out there in the North Texas heat and did it, which it was, I think, it was like 95, 96 degrees out there in North Texas, and they hung up 50. I think it was like 56-24. So, I mean, Cal has some fight. I would be surprised if they beat them by 20. So, I'm calling about a 28-17, maybe 31-17.
Okay. So one more thing before we get off. Let's talk about this recent commit y'all got. I know you hit on the last show a little bit, the guy from out of day. Let's talk about him a little bit. What'd you see from him? I know you
I
was
mean,
expecting it.
I mean, this was kind of expected after after Big Cat weekend. Everything kind of went quiet. Which, if you were a Texas fan, a Michigan State fan, sadly say USC wasn't even in the mix. So it was like, if I'm not mistaken, it was Auburn, Texas, and Michigan State. Michigan State just got in there because they gave him a good ride. He had a good time. I think Texas was really in it, but after that Big Cat weekend, I don't think he took any more visits, which was a really good thing. So Big Cat blew him away. He was a big time need interior offensive lineman. He's like the size of an offensive tackle, but he plays both ways. And Auburn, I think, is going to try to put him as an interior, as a guard, which at
Okay.
6'6", 320, that's going to be a big guard.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we got Auburn winning.
Oh yeah.
Vance. Okay, Coach Dude Sports said Cal quarterback hurt.
Uh, uh, they play two QBs, so I don't know which one's gonna play. So
Okay. So yes, we all got Auburn winning. Van said 20 points, but okay, yeah, okay, but I like it. I like it. Like I said, it's one of them late games that I'm keep my eye on, see how Auburn does against a Power Five opponent. Of course, I'm interested in Auburn. Hugh Freeze, what Hugh Freeze got cooking over there, and appreciate you for coming on, giving your thoughts on this game.
yeah,
And
oh yeah. How you feel about the Bama game coming up? Since you got a
woo,
lot of Bama fans in here, so them Texas fans are chirping. If like anybody gets on those spaces, man, I mean, they do got a good wide receiver core. They got a good quarterback, but can he stay on his feet? That's what I want to see.
see my thing for that is I seen Rice get the Quinn Ewers. I'm not gonna even act like I watched that whole game. I didn't, but the little I seen Rice get in the Quinn Ewers, and like I've been saying about Quinn Ewers, he can be good, but he also can be so inconsistent at times. But
Hmm.
I feel like if we can get pressure on him from our front seven, touch him a couple of times early, we're gonna make it a long day for Texas. And one of the things I have been saying the whole off season, last season we played under Texas circumstances. Early in the day, in the heat of the day, uh, no band, everybody in Austin, Texas wanted Alabama to lose, and that's the thing about having a home field advantage, But this time the tables are gonna be turned. We're returning the favor, putting all their fans, and they band in the upper deck. We're playing under the lights at Bryant Denny Stadium, and I honestly I think it's just gonna be a different thing. I think our Texas come out there in the beginning off a hype, but I feel like eventually it's gonna wear down. I believe
Oh yeah,
Alabama's gonna wear them down in the end. But
oh
I
yeah,
agree, that wide receiver core is freaking fire. I love their wide receiver core, honestly.
oh yeah. I mean, look, I think it'll be a great game, but like I told some of them Texas fans that have been in a few spaces, I mean, there's some realistic ones, but I just tell them, I said, until you can prove to me that you can come into the SEC in a meaningful game in the regular season, not a bowl game, like, man, I don't even care. Look, if you beat Georgia in a bowl game, whoopie doo doo doo. You probably beat them without 10, 15 players. So you come into Bryant Denny Stadium and you beat Alabama, then you're gonna make some noise.
Yeah,
Then you're gonna sit there and show people that you can hang with the SEC in a meaningful game. But until they prove that to me, I got Alabama winning by at least 14 points.
honestly, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. I
So
am.
yeah, I think I got it around 23-13.
Okay. Wow, 13. Wow.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be some field goals kicked in here. I
Yeah,
mean,
I believe
Texas
that. And like,
Texas going, Texas gonna come in here and they're gonna deliver some blows, but I think at least 10 to 14 points is gonna be the spread at the end of the day.
yeah. And like I said too, if it is a shootout, end up being a shootout, whatever. I feel like our defense makes more stops than their defense. Anyway, that's just my point.
Hmm.
That's just
Oh
my
yeah,
opinion.
oh yeah. So, I got Auburn winning. I got Bama winning both this weekend. So,
Yeah. So what you think about the? I'm gonna ask you about this real quick. What you think about the Texas A&M and Miami game?
ooh man, that Texas A&M, they look pretty crisp against New Mexico, but from watching the first half, because them kind of games, I only watched the first half because by the second half they already snatching players out and all that. But the first half looked like the offense was really, you know, continuously moving down the field, not having abrupt, fourth downs and punting the ball and just struggling scoring like they have in the past, even against weaker teams. So I think Texas A&M goes down to Miami. I think they get a little fight. I think they take a few blows, but I just see A&M a little bit too better, too bigger, and too much power that they can rotate in and out. I mean, Texas A&M's got the blue chip ratio under the right coach. Like they can win a national championship
Yeah.
with the right coach because they got the players, but
Yeah.
the coaching situation is the biggest question mark. But I got Texas A&M going down there, at least winning by 10 to 13 points.
Yeah. And again, wide receiver crew. I love their wide receivers. I can't even lie to you. I love their wide receivers, man. And yeah, I just I didn't even I haven't seen none of Miami honestly, but I just don't think they have the firepower yet. I think Texas A&M will be a little bit more better of a team this year.
Hmm.
I just got Texas A&M. I ain't really got no logic to it, but Saturday morning, early Saturday morning, around about 9 Eastern time, I think 8. I forgot what time. I'm gonna have Jay Pops on. Jay Pops, Texas A&M guy, and
Oh yeah.
we're gonna talk about the game a little bit. We're gonna talk about the game. It's gonna be early though, but we're gonna talk. I'm gonna have him on. We're gonna talk about it a little bit.
Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, man. He's a good guy. I've had him on I think once already before the season starts. So
Yeah. Matter of fact, I
he's
remember
very knowledgeable.
yeah, I was in that. I was in that space. I was listening to y'all. Matter of fact, that's the same day you came on my show for the first time.
Hmm. Yeah, he gets a lot of his insiders, information from some offensive lineman that he talks to. So
Okay, but yeah, man. Finna go out here and watch this little bit of practice my son got left. Whatever. Hopefully a
okay,
future 4 or 5 star. He in 7th grade right now, so playing defensive end. So hopefully
well
we
that's
can see
good.
him in the future.
Oh yeah,
But appreciate you for coming on, man. Like I said,
all right, man.
I'll hit you up about next week too as well. So
Okay,
thank you for coming on. And if anybody is on Twitter, follow him on his Twitter space. He has great Twitter spaces. I'm telling you, he brings in some great dudes to talk football, and it's not just Auburn. I think you got something with UCF tonight, right?
yep. The UCF sideline, like they're like the biggest account for UCF. They got like over 13,000 followers. So I got them on tonight. I got a LSU guy that's gonna come on tomorrow night from Tiger Bait, Preston guy. So like last night I talked to a guy from FSU. I don't know if you've seen him in there, but his name's Sporadics. He's really good. He knows a lot about
Okay.
FSU.
Yeah, I have seen. Yeah, I have seen him before. Yeah.
So I mean, I try to, I try to keep it to the name Southern football. From Texas to North Carolina, all the way up to Kentucky. I try to get all these SEC, ACC, and Big 12 guys in here.
Yeah. So y'all, if y'all are on Twitter, follow him on Twitter. Please do. Please do. Great stuff over there.
Oh
So man,
yeah, thank
like
you.
like I said, appreciate you for tuning in.
All right,
Uh
man.
we out. Roll Tide,
War Eagle.
and we out.